Hello YouTubers and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I want to expand a little more on what I talked about in my last video about how to save the track and field and get the athletes paid by expanding the thought process on the National Track and Field League based on comments and questions that I got from some of the viewers. But before I do that, I want to talk about the Diamond League track meet, which featured Kishane Thomas, Noah Lyles, and Kung Fu Kenny. Now, in that event, if you guys noticed, there was a big rivalry between Noah Lyles and Kung Fu Kenny, only to end when they were defeated by Kishane Thompson. Now, this got me to thinking, I know it was a big deal, but what if that was a part of the Track and Field League in the U.S., where you had 4 track teams, and out of those 4 track teams, 3 of those teams had Kishane Thomas on one, Noah Lyles on the other, and Kung Fu Kenny on the other. And there was a 5-point separation between who's going to win that, with Noah Lyles' team being in first place, only to be beat at the last minute by Kishane Thompson coming in and winning first place and getting the most points, taking his team over. You see what I mean by how the Track and Field League can make a change to how we view this sport. Now back to what I mean with specifics. Now, in this situation, you're going to have 12 teams from the Western Track Conference, 12 teams from the Eastern Track Conference. Out of those 12 teams, on any given week, 4 teams meet with at least 4 on the track, or I say let's expand this and have 8 on the track and let the teams have 2 athletes per event. Now that's going to move them up from 48 athletes to 96 athletes. That's also going to move them up from that 4.8 to about 9.6. Let's just round off to $10 million for the athletes at a minimum. But that is still a little cost to pay for a team. Now let's think about this. When you have these 2 teams, when you have these 2 athletes on a track with 4 teams, that's going to basically fill up the track. 8 lanes are going to be filled. And if you got 2 good track athletes there, they may make first and third place. That's going to give you more points to overall for your team to win. But at the end, you're going to have a 4-team playoff. Out of 14 playoffs from the Western Track Conference and a 14 playoff from the Eastern Track Conference, you're going to come out with 2 teams. 2 teams are going to be here from the Western, 2 teams from the Eastern. When those 2 teams and 2 teams come up, guess what? You now have 4 teams playing for the championship. And at the 4-team championship, you're going to have the first, second, and third place teams. But the first place team is going to be the championship team. That's going to be the team wearing the gold. The second one will be wearing the silver. The third one will be bronze. And the fourth will just go home broke like a joke with nothing. But that is going to bring excitement to that whole event. Now, you ask me, how's that going to work? It's going to work with the point system. Just like it does in college, folks. First place, 10 points. Second place, 8 points. Third place, 6 points. Fourth, 4. Fifth, 2. 6, 1. 7th and 8th place, you get 0. Now you see where I'm going with this. There's no semifinals. Why are there going to be no semifinals? Because folks don't want to come back for a 2 or 3 day event. No, just like football, just like basketball, 1-day games, which means, hey, come to the track meet ready, just like in Grand Slam. However, this is going to not just be with track. Because remember, Michael Johnson said, I think I can save track, but I can't save field. I'm trying to save it all, y'all. I say no semifinal, 1-day game. And what is that going to now make you? At the most, if you got these super stud athletes, you might have a 2-event athlete, just like you had in high school, just like you have in track and field. You may have, but you're not going to have a 3 or 4 event athlete. So these athletes are going to have to think about it. What are going to be my most powerful events that I can compete in? And if you could, and if an owner can get a 2-event athlete, he gets to cut his payroll down. You understand where I'm going? Now, you say, what about the relays? Let's break this down, okay? With the relay, guess what the relay is going to compose of? You ain't got to get any more athletes. If you have 200-meter sprinters and you have two 200-meter sprinters, guess what you got, folks? You got yourself a 4x100. If you got two 400-meter runners and you got those other two 200-meter runners, guess what you got? You got the 4x4 relay team. So there's no need to worry about the relays. Those relays are going to be comprised of the teammates that are already on the team. Now, you say location, location, location. Where's the location going to be? Let's start out. We ain't got to go out here and build these new stadiums yet. Money don't provide it. Let's go in and let's contact the NFL. See if they'll let us use their stadiums to build the tracks on, just like they have monster truck racing on those tracks sometimes. Sometimes they have motocross racing. You can transform those fields. Let's say that's too expensive. Let's go ahead and make a revenue sharing deal with a college or a high school to use their tracks initially while we're building up the league, building up the money, and building up the fan base for these teams. Now, location, city or state based. Like I said before, you have the LA team based in LA, not moving all over the place. That way, that city has that team. They can get around that team, do some type of incentives to let that team stay there. You got Atlanta Athletics, same thing. Have that team in Atlanta. Or if you don't want to be by a city, have a whole state. But at the end, you now have a fan base that's loyal to you based on your city or your state. Now, let's break this thing down. Now, we got the point system. We got the one-day game where you get your tickets for one day and you're there for that game and you got your location. Now, how are we going to make more money, more money, more money? Let me tell it to you. Revenue is going to be by ticket sales first. Now, we coming in. You ain't got to go crazy and sell no $100, $200 tickets. Think about if you got a stadium that's filled with 20, 30,000 people and it's only $10 a ticket, as opposed to what you got to pay for an NBA ticket or an NFL ticket. And kids are getting to go in, and once they come in there, they go in and they can buy their jerseys based on their favorite players. You're getting the revenue from the ticket sales first. You're also selling your merchandise. You're selling your little bobbleheads. You're selling your jerseys, okay? You're selling your track shoes. You're selling your cups. You're selling your hats. You are selling this, and the revenue from that is going to the team, which is different than the corporate people coming in and Adidas still giving Noah Lyles his money, okay? The other brand, On Clouds, giving Nagoose his money. They're still going to get paid their money because guess what? The owners own that team. However, they can say you wear whatever shoe you want if they want to make that where it's an ownership base. Now, if it is corporate based, that corporate team that's in LA, if it's Adidas, everybody on that team got to be wearing Adidas. But that's a whole nother concept that I'm pretty sure rich people can figure out. But in the end, the ticket sales and the merch, and now you got the sponsorships. That's why I said, if you want the sponsorships to get money, they can own a team. If they don't own a team, you cannot tell an athlete what they can and cannot do. Noah Lyles can have a shoe.
Own new contract with Adidas. And what I wanted to be in there was a shoe.
What Noah Lyles want? He want a shoe. He can have a shoe. Just like Michael Jordan had Air Jordans, Noah Lyles can have a shoe. He can wear that shoe regardless of what the jerseys he's got on. Just like in the NFL, they wear the shoes. Just like in the NBA, they wear their shoe regardless of the jersey that they got. So let these people wear their merchandise. Let them wear the shades. Let them Fred wear the Oakleys if he wants to wear the Oakleys. Whatever sponsorship they can get. And if the people want to sponsor a team, or let's say they want to sponsor the whole league, then put the money up. If you want to sponsor the jerseys, I'm pretty sure no team is going to have a problem with you putting your money behind that team and sponsoring everything on that team. but that's how you're going to get revenue. And then you're going to have TV. And that goes back to what I was telling you about with the Diamond League, where you had Noah going against Kenny, and because Shane is right there on the track as well. Okay? Or you have Secure Richardson, Melissa Jefferson out there, and you got Julia out there running on that 100 too. These in their own separate teams, where these teams can win the points and win the game. People, TV is going to want to watch that because it's going to fill up the stands. Don't believe me? Like I said, look at what happened at the Diamond League. The Diamond League is packed full of people, but it's an individual sport. Think about it. Why do the Olympics garner so much attention? Because that's the only time in track and field that track and field is on a team. The Olympic team is on the American team. The USA against Jamaica. Big rivalry, people. And everybody's coming up to watch it because everybody on the USA team is working together to get the most gold medals. Simply stated. So, this is why I believe the National Track and Field League or Global Track and Field League will work. Like I said again, this is an expanded version. If you guys want me to go further and what my thoughts is on that, on how you have the coaches and how you have the staff and how you have the doctors and how you have all that stuff, leave me some comments below and we can go further. Because I'm telling you, I've thought about this and I know this is something that can work if people will just listen and get out of their own way and stop thinking about, well, I can save track, but I can't save field. We can save it all. We can do it all. You just have to believe it and get the people behind it because people love competition. But more than competition, folks, they love a team. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Hey, click on that subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. Give me a thumbs up and let's keep this channel going. And once again, folks, there ain't nothing to it but to do it.